Well, welcome back. Next Thursday, 6th of June, 2024, marks 80 years since D-Day, the largest invasion ever to have taken place by sea, land and air. When Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy, 450,000 British servicemen and women saw service in the three-month Battle of Normandy in northern France, which began with the D-Day beach landings. I am absolutely delighted to be joined now by the D-Day veteran, Les Underwood, to share his story. Now, Les, you joined the Navy at 16.
Yes.
But, as I've heard, you remarkably did not actually know that you were involved in D-Day.
I did not know, and if you ask any of the troops that was there on D-Day, they had no idea where they was going, because it was top secret, and we was diverted into D-Day, because what happened, Royal Naval veterans, they was all like gunners. The merchant ships started to be fitted with guns because they was getting wiped, just torpedoed left and right, and aircraft. So they started putting guns on merchant ships, which they called us the Dems. And they put me on a merchant ship, and we was diverted. All I know was the skipper said, "We're being diverted," and next thing, there it was. There was guns everywhere, firing. Royal Naval ships, the Germans was firing. Men was climbing down the sides of the ships on the ropes onto the landing craft. Some of the men was getting off the ships thinking it was shallow water, but it wasn't. So some of them just went down. And a lot of them was getting killed before they even got to the beaches. Those that got there, to me, are the heroes we should be looking at. Wow. Because they didn't know where they was going. And since then, when I was approached to go to Normandy, I said, "I've never been to Normandy." I said, "Yes, you was. We got proof that you was there." Name of ship, name of everything. I said, "Okay. And would you like to go by car, or would you like to go by ship from England by ship?" I said, "Yes, I'll go by ship." And on the ship was English troops, like all veterans. And I was talking to them. And I said, "Well, how'd you get on about D-Day? How'd you feel about it?" And they said, "Well, we didn't know where we was going." Actually, some of the men had never fired a rifle in their life, wow, according to what the men I was talking to. And they was just a marvellous bunch of men.
And you must have been 18 years
at
old.
The time, yes.
It's hard to imagine living here in 2024, what that would have been like for such a young man.
Yeah. Well, the funny part of it, as I've said to the other interviewers, that when you're 18, and between that age, there's no fear. You haven't got a fear, because you think, "Geez, nothing can happen to me," like.
Invincible.
Yeah, that's how you feel. Well, I did. And so did the boys with me, because a lot of them was the same as me. They'd all put their age up to get into the service. Because my two brothers had already gone, one in the Navy on the convoys, and the other one was a Russian Marine Commando. And they'd gone, because the big boy wanted to go. So I went to join up at 14, and the man laughed at me. He
14?
Said, "How old are you?" So I said, 18. He said, "No."
No, you're not.
So I went the next year, and he gave me a form. He said, "Give that to your mum and dad if they sign it." So my mum, she said, "Listen, my son," she said, "you need some discipline."
So she was happy. She was happy to sign you up.
Yes. My dad suffered terrible with one lung crushed, where he's buried alive in the First World War, and he was mustard gas. And it ate all his lungs away.
Oh.
And he said no. But my mum, for about 2 or 3 weeks, was in his ear.
She was in his ear, saying they should go, they should go. I must ask you, too, about your thoughts on national service. This is something the government wants to bring in. It's been quite controversial, but you think it's a good idea?
I think it's a good thing, and they should all do 2 years, because that way it makes a man of them, because you go in a boy and you come out as a man. Because you're living like on board ship. You're more family on board ship than what you are ashore. And you live with them, and if you get out of hand, there's all of a sudden there puts you straight.
Yeah. And do you think it would improve society as a whole?
It would improve society, because it'd take some of these lads that walk around the street causing trouble. If they go into the forces and they started causing trouble, they'd be really come unstuck. They wouldn't think twice to give them a good hiding.
Good hiding.
Believe me.
Some boys need it. Some boys need it to come
really
in, I guess. But you haven't. What are you actually doing on D-Day, on the 80th anniversary?
That was this year?
Yeah.
We're going to France tomorrow.
You're going to France tomorrow?
Yes, we're going tomorrow.
How are you getting there?
We're going. Taxis picks up.
Yeah.
Wonderful society. Since when my friend was who was on the convoy, same as me, he put me onto them some years back now, and they altered my life.
Yeah.
Because they take us to France, Holland, Belgium. They give us our Christmas party.
Oh, that's
take
lovely.
us to the seaside, and sometimes Chelsea pensioners. You can't. I don't think there's a charity in England that does so much as a taxi.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming in.
Right.
Les Underwood, 98-year-old veteran from D-Day.